How are you? Thank you so much for coming. How about another hand for Barry Brewer and Joe Gauchier? Wow. That's my home church here. You like this? I got it from Forever 51. I live in Corona. I come to this church, and when people ask me, like, yeah, from LA, how? You know what? I think we, as Californians, we should not number our freeways. We should name them. Oh, you want to get to Corona? Okay, from LA. You take the excruciating pain freeway going east for 10 miles, then go south on the pothole galore freeway, and then a right on I know I'm not going to make it on time freeway. And if you want to save some time, you can get on the suck all your money express lane and get there a minute faster. I want to thank Pastor Chuck Buhar for having us here. This is amazing. Man, you know what? When you want someone to pray for you, have a pastor pray for you. Because people always offer all over the world, like they offer. This guy, I think he was an 80s DJ. He's praying for me. And you can't say anything when they start praying. Like, Lord, how sweet it is to be loved by you. Lord, be with Nazareth. Every step he makes, every move he takes. Be with him, Lord. Be the wind beneath his wings. Be the hero that comes along. When he's sitting on the dock of the bay, we with him, Lord. And if you ever have the chills or the night fever, let him know he will survive. And Lord, if Kiki doesn't love him, you still love him. And if Satan ever comes his way, let him beat it. Just beat it. In Jesus' name. But if you don't know me, I am from the Middle East, but ever since September 11th, I feel so Mexican. Hola, ¿cómo estás, señora y señoritas? I used to speak Spanish, but now with ICE, I don't. I drove here, like 1 mile, I drove here. Normally, I fly to my gigs, and I always miss my connection flights because I can't run through the airport. If you look Middle Eastern, don't run anywhere. They will tackle you. It's funny, because airport security, they are nervous, man. One time I got arrested for a photo bomb. Really? Thank you for being here tonight, lady. I'm taking you on the road with me. Oh, that's awesome. I love laughter. That's what I do this. I don't know. And you know, it is funny because being Middle Eastern nowadays is difficult. Because I watch the news every night. Whenever there's a shooting or bombing, I'm like, please, Lord, don't let it be a Middle Eastern, please. Hurricane, let it be Hurricane Bob, Hurricane Matthew, not Hurricane Abdul, or Hurricane Ahmed is coming to town. Because you have to understand, whenever these terrorists do something, we Middle Eastern people cannot do it anymore. I can't fly a plane anymore. I can't rent a truck anymore. I can't buy knives at Bed Bath & Beyond anymore. I have to wait 2 weeks for the federal background check. What do you need them for? Salad? Why can't these terrorists do something I don't want to do, like blow up a colonoscopy clinic? I don't know what happened. We used to be your 7-Eleven people, remember? Where did we go wrong? We stayed up all night for you people. The Koreans went to bed at 9. We stayed up all night. We took your camel jokes, your Slurpee joke, they didn't bother us. I even have little girls make fun of me. This girl comes to me, she goes, do you know where Middle Eastern people go when they die? I'm like, where, honey? Heaven 11. But my name is Nazareth. I'm from the land of milk and honey, the Holy Land. But I'm lactose intolerant, yes. I moved here 35 years ago. I love this country. This is how much I love this country, people. When I lived in Kuwait, I was the George Clooney of Kuwait. I was tall, I was handsome. And then I came here, everybody is tall and handsome. You guys ruined it for me. I feel short and ugly. And my friends go, Nazareth, you can't say ugly. We're all created in the image of God. I go, yeah, but sin entered the world. And it hits some people harder than others. I know. I love living in California. How many native Californians do we have in here? Make some noise. We have the best state, people. We love California. Why? Because we know what causes cancer. We have to put a disclaimer on everything. Even your coffee cups now will have a disclaimer. What's next? Our conversations. I take you, Susan, to be my beloved wife for sickness and health till death do us part. Offer not valid in Wyoming, Montana, and Delaware. Oh, I love you so much. I want to spend the rest of my life with you while supplies last. You look beautiful in this dress. Some restrictions apply. Because if you're a Christian and you're a conservative in California, you cannot share your opinion anymore. So you have to do it in a drive-by. Find a crowd, just drive by, roll down your window and say it. I'm pro-life, and go. And it'll be on the news that night. Oh, we have another drive-by conservative statements here. Hey, Chloe, what happened? Well, I was standing on the corner of Main and Lincoln here, and there's a crowd of people, and this guy pulls in a car, rolls down his window, and he said something conservative. Everybody was offended. We all started crying. I called the ACLU, and they dispatched 3 attorneys to the scene. See, I'm not political, but I love this state because we have liberal cities and we have conservative cities. And we all get along. We're fine. We are fine. You know, the problem nowadays is people divided because we don't have, the same enemy. We used to have like an enemy everybody didn't like. Like we had Saddam, Osama bin Laden, Barney. We had those. We no longer have a public enemy, but you know what? I read a study that says in liberal cities in California, like San Francisco, they did a study and found out if a man and a dog are crossing the street and a truck is coming at them, 35% of the people said they will jump and help the dog. 35%, that's scary. That's why when I'm walking my dog in San Francisco, I put a hat on him and said, "Make America Great Again." I'm not political. I just want to save my life. 35 more people will save me. That's good. But people, whenever they hear about California, they always say, you guys have earthquakes. We haven't had a good one since Northridge. What, 94? Yeah, nothing we can brag about. We have fires. Anybody had the Holy Fire? Before that, we had the Foothill Fire. And anybody had to evacuate their home? You did. How much time did they give you? An hour. They gave me 30 minutes. The marshal calls. You have 30 minutes to evacuate. I'm like, wait. Took me 20 years to fill up the house. There's just no way I can empty this house in 30 minutes. I need more time. So he clicked. I called AAA. That's my go-to in emergencies. I pay $40 a year. I'm gonna use it. You go, AAA, do you have a company that can move my stuff in 25 minutes or less? They go, we never heard of that. I go, I see them on TV. They're called burglars. You can be at work. They come and empty your house. Quick. Send them. I'll split the money with them. The guy felt sorry for me. He goes, sir, you know what? Just look for valuable items that easy to carry. For 30 minutes, I could not find anything I want. Like, look at this. We're hoarders. This is junk. I hope it burns. If it doesn't, I'm gonna light it on fire myself. And I look to my wife for clues, and all she has is a spice rack. Really? That's all you're taking? You should leave it. If it burns, it smells better. She goes, what do you want me to do? I said, let's take the family pictures off the wall. She goes, you're right. So she started taking the pictures. I'm like, what about my mom's picture? She goes, it's too heavy. Anybody have a 19-year-old boy? Oh, hey, I was scared for him. He had like all the electronics. He was like the Watts riot people coming out of the house with a big screen. I'm telling the Corona PD, don't shoot him, don't shoot him. That's my boy. 17-year-old daughter, you know what she went for? Not the cell phone. The cell phone's attached to her. Even when she takes a shower, she puts a plastic bag on it. The phone charger. Oh, I forgot my phone charger. And you think she'll stop and help you after that. No. She started taking selfies with the furniture. Like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm gonna miss that couch. What are you putting these pictures? Oh, Snapchat. Why don't you put it on Craigslist? Maybe you can sell that junk if it does. Burn. My 10-year-old, she goes, Daddy, how can I help? How can I help? I'm like, just go say goodbye to the fish in the aquarium. Let them know they're valuable but not easy to carry. They have the best chance of surviving. Just tell them to stay low and not inhale. I called my insurance agent. I said, hey, can you come over and tell me what I need to keep? He goes, I live in Rancho Santa Margarita, man. I'm like a good neighbor. State Farm is not there. But praise God, there was no fire. But I love California. I love our state. I'll tell you what. We're a mix. We're a multicultural thing. Like, you know, my African-American friends in California, they call me dog. Hey, dog. How are you, dog? My Latino friends call me Ese. My white friends call me buddy. My Middle Eastern friends call me infidel. And my Indian friends call me every day to tell me I owe the IRS money. Man, what's up with these telemarketers? And as a Christian, you don't want to lie. You got to be honest with them. It's like, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever you're selling, I'll buy it. I'm going to buy it. I'm ready. I have my credit card. I'm ready. See, my last name is Rizkallah. We pronounce it Smith. For immigration reasons. So I go, yeah, I'm ready. My last name, okay, R. I don't do D as in David, and that's so boring. R as in I as in not a. Z as in Z. K as in Hello? Hello? Are you still there? I love California. Marijuana's legal in California now. It's the same drug dealers, but now they have to use credit cards and have overhead. Same guy. It's funny. Marijuana is legal to smoke in public, but breastfeeding, you can't breastfeed in public. You gotta sit in the back and cover yourself with a blanket. Makes the baby goes, Mom, is this legal what we're doing here? Am I supposed to drink this? But I love our state. I love it because we're different culture. There's only two cultures in this world. You have to understand it. There's only two cultures. There's a Western culture. Doesn't matter who you are. It's just if you're born here or if you're from Canada, Europe, Australia, you're an individual culture. If you're Latino, Middle Eastern, African American, Asian, you are a collective culture. Here in this culture, it's all about the individual. It's all about you, your space. That's why you always want more space. The more money you have, the more space you have. You go overseas, people are like, get away from me, I need my space. It's the individual space. Here in this culture, it's not about you, it's not about your space, it's about the family. That's why, here, the family lives together. That's why we can't get jobs. Because every job application have a question on it. Name of nearest relative not living with you. We all live together. In this culture, when you go on vacation, you go where? Secluded place, islands, away from people, more space. In this culture, we visit relatives. That's our vacation. Every summer, I have relatives from all over the world visit us for 3 months. They sit in our house. They don't spend a penny. Take us to SeaWorld. Take us to Disneyland. They think I'm a free Uber or something. Every summer, people. That's why I'm very happy about the travel ban. I would like to add 3 more countries to the ban. Maybe Ohio, too. I have a needy relative there. But you know what? It's a different culture. In this culture, you know what? Your parents use psychology with you. They treat you. They never touch you, God forbid. They never touch you. Like, they give you a timeout. In this culture, no. Mom has a slipper. And she's throw it at you. And if you're from this culture, you just stand there and go, you shouldn't do that. That's wrong. That's going to affect me when I get older. I'm going to call social services for you. In this culture, you just duck. My mom, till this day, when she goes buy shoes at Macy's or something, she tries it. She's like, ring. No, it goes to the left. I can't hit him that way. In this culture, because you're an individual culture, you save money for retirement. You have a 401k. In this culture, we expect our kids to be our 401k. My dad had 3 boys. He diversified. See, the problem is all my kids are born here. They don't have a clue that they should take care of me and their mom when we're older. They have no clue. So I subliminally tried when they were growing up. Like we sit and play, Barbie and Ken. And I'll bring Ken's mom and dad to stay in the dream house for a year. It's just different culture. In this culture, when you're sick, you go to the doctor. In this culture, everybody in the family is a doctor. They didn't finish 6th grade, but they're doctors. Oh, you have a headache? I got those pills 2 years ago for my stomach, but try them. In this culture, because you're an individual, you donate your body parts after you die. There's a lot of donating your body parts and being a donor. It's amazing how you guys have this love to give. Not in this culture. We're not giving anything. We're not. Some they sell. If you can buy it, we'll sell it. Can you imagine they can sell body parts? What do they call them? Like the places like Head and Shoulder. Slim Limbs. The Gland Stand. Bed, Bath, and Bowels. That's a good one. I like it. Thank you. Would you buy one? How are you, sir? You look happy. I'm right here, and you guys are watching me here. It's live. How are you? Is it your birthday? Where's the 88-year-old? There's two 88-year-old people here, and it's their birthday. Here's the first one. You're 88 years old? Stand up. Can you stand up? And there's another 88-year-old lady's birthday. Where is she? There's a lady who's 88. It's her birthday today. Oh, here you are. Oh, are you married, sir? No, happily you're not married. You've been married before, right? Okay, for how long? For how long? You guys, you don't speak English, don't you? What is, so you're single. And it's your birthday today. And you're single. No? What do you mean? Yes or what? You're widowed. So you're single now. Even the Bible said when he's gone, you're free. That's my... So, are you looking? What was that? Let's see, I'm sorry. It depends. He's wearing one. That was cheap. That was terrible. Erase. Back. Don't put that on camera. Don't put that on... It depends on who the guy is.
Well, it helps.
It helps.
Uh-huh.
It helps to have a man.
It has good qualifications.
What is the qualification?
Well,
Get ready, man.
how good a health he's in depends on his health.
On his health.
Uh-huh. And his liquid assets.
Liquid assets. We're at church, we gotta be honest. My best fan, every show, he's there. So if he has liquid assets, you don't want him to be in good health.
Oh, no, you have to be in good health so you can spend the money. You
Oh.
don't want to just stay home. Right.
Okay, let's find out. Hello. Will you stand up, sir? Come here, I want you to do a couple push-ups for me. Come on up. Yes, sir. What is your name?
Marv.
Marv. I love that name. Marv.
I do too.
Okay, do you have a job? Are you retired?
I'm retired.
From what? What did you do before you retired?
I work for government.
No liquid asset. Well, it depends. You could be a congressman, you have money. So what did you do for the government?
I was in water engineering.
Water engineering. I know. Did you notice for 8 years when we had Governor Brown, it didn't rain. The minute he left, it's been pouring and nothing political about it. That's what happened. The minute he left, it started raining. Finally, I saw green in California. So, how is your liquid asset?
How's it what?
Liquid assets. That means, do you have money extra other than the government check?
I do now that I'm not married, yes.
How's your health?
It's excellent.
Can you do a push-up for us?
Sure.
Go for it. That's good. Wow, he's good. No? Come here. I want to introduce you to our lovely lady. What?
What? What's the question?
The question is, he meets all the criteria that you asked for.
I have no idea what you just said.
Typical woman. If she doesn't like the guy, no, I don't know you. Oh, that's fine.
Sunday school class.
You're in the same one?
Sunday school class.
Oh, okay. Good.
But he hasn't made a move.
This is your chance.
3 marriages I've learned.
After 3 marriages, you learned. Let's seat you back. Thank you. Oh, maybe give her time. Give her time. Okay. Man, I could have scored a marriage tonight, but where was I? I'm ADD. People say think outside of the box. I can't find the box. In time. Oh, shoot. They don't even have the time for it. But that's fine. We don't care about time, do we? Are you having fun? I'm a Christian. I love Jesus. I used to be in Hollywood. I used to work with all these stars and all that. And NBC was running a sitcom for me called Fish Out of Water, Middle Eastern Man in America. Everything was good. The drugs, the alcohol, the lifestyle. And then, boom. I was empty inside. Someone invites me to church. I go in. I found out Jesus is not mad at me. He loves me. Boom, my life completely changed. That's it. 45 seconds, I can't offend anybody anymore. You need a minute to offend people. Because people get offended fast. Now, you have to be politically correct. And people, you don't know what's the guidelines for politically correct. Whatever noun you say, you have to watch out. It can't start with the letter A, C, D, L, B, G, T, Q, R, S, T, U. You can't use those. X, Y, and Z are still good. You can't talk about colors. You can say black, white, yellow, brown, pink, rainbow, but anything brown. You can't use that. There's only 3 colors left. It's called turquoise, vermilion, and whatever the third one is. It might be taken by the end of the night. When you talk about politics, you can say right or far right or left or far left. You can say north and south because civil war is over and that's public domain. But it's just amazing. So if you want to talk about someone with no race, ethnicity, no sex, gender, nothing, just a stick man. The stick man would be good. You can't offend people with stickman unless they're like models on the catwalk. They're offended by that. Like my neighbor, he's a great guy. He's an African-American guy. We always laugh. There's no political correctness. Like the other day, I went to him. It's like, hey, can I borrow a screwdriver? He goes, oh, you're making a bomb again? I love that guy. I go, you'll be the first to find out. Because we're leaving in 10, 9, 8. We love each other. I love the man. You know, the other day someone stole his bin. People are stealing our recycling bins now in Corona. And he comes, he goes, have you seen anybody? I go, yes. Because this guy hates Trump. He would blame everything on Trump, everything. But I love him. He's my neighbor. We talk a lot. We don't have to get upset because we're sharing opinion. And he's like, have you seen anybody take? I said, yeah. Last night, this guy in a suit and red hair, he stole your bin and he ran. I think he needed the money, so I let him go. See, when you love someone, there's no political correctness. So tonight, if you feel, oh, I'm offended, no, please don't be offended. It's comedy. We laugh. We enjoy each other. But I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, how good of a Christian am I? Don't ever ask that to God. He will prank you. Because a week later, I'm in Houston, Texas at this huge church play from the birth of Christ till his resurrection called the Passion Play. 400 actors. I finished my comedy. I'm standing backstage. And here comes Jesus, the actor, come backstage. He was 6'4", long flowing brown hair, blue eyes, beautiful man. Just what Jesus should look like. No, I mean, you know what I mean? He looked like Jesus in the movies. So I'm looking at him like, wow. I started singing. I can only imagine what it'll be like. So I look at him like, wow, Jesus, can I touch the hem of your garment? And he goes, you weirdo, what do you want? I go, that's not how Jesus talks. I go, so Jesus, you attend this church? He goes, no, I'm a hired model actor. They hired me to play the role. Seriously. I'm like, what? They hired you? They don't have good-looking people in the church to play Jesus? But hey, I need the money, and they hired me. I go, so where do you go to church, Jesus? He goes, oh, I'm not a Christian. I don't go to church. I'm serious. That's when the evangelist in me kicked in. So I started witnessing to Jesus. You need you. Do you know who your father is? And he goes, I gotta go get resurrected. I'm like, wait, read the book. You can't do that. Read the book. And I didn't think about it till a week later. I was doing a missions conference. And missionaries are the kindest people in the world, except for the one that was sitting next to me. Oh, he was so proud. He's like, Nazareth, I got to witness to the Prince of Denmark. I'm like, I witnessed to Jesus. And I love to pray, when you're a Christian, you can't call anybody an enemy because God said, love your enemy. So call him just someone you can't stand. There's no requirement, there's no commandment for that. Because we all have that one person, that one relative, that one neighbor, that one person that just really gets on your nerves. And you bend over backwards for them and it doesn't work. And it's like, and you start praying and God's like, pray for, no, I'm not praying for that person. No. You pray for him. Why you need a middleman? You don't need me. God said, you need to forgive. You need to pray. If you don't pray for that person, you will not forgive him. You have to pray. I'm like, fine. So I didn't do it in my quiet area where I pray every morning. I don't want to ruin it. I went to my bed. It's like, okay, Lord Jesus, you want me to do this? I'll do it. I lift this man up. You know who he is. I lift him up so high, if he falls from grace, he crash and burn. Bless him, yes. Bless me more. I'm your child, of course. Yes, I'm the victim here. I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me, and a poor boy from a poor family living his life in atrocity. Easy come, easy go, bismillah, let him go. Never mind, Lord. That was Queen, you don't know them. I said, Lord, this man lives in an apartment, give him a house. Give him a big house. In Baghdad, in Kandahar. It's beautiful this time of the year, I heard. He's a loner, I understand why, but surround him with people. IRS Asians, forensic Asians. And Lord, if it's your will, and I'm sure it's not, if it's your will that he makes it to heaven, make sure my mansion is so far away from his hut. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. I love the Lord. He changed my life. It's just amazing. You know what? I've been doing comedy for almost 30 years. And I remember when I started doing comedy, and as a Christian comedy 27 years ago, I didn't have money to put fuel in my car to go to gigs. And now they're sending limousines to pick me up to some of the shows. It was amazing. Praise God. And you know what? I made a deal with the Lord. I said, limousine is not for me because I'm not doing this for that. So I sit next to the drivers. And they get mad at me like, no, sit in the back. We have our stuff here. You're the client. They paid for you. No, I want to sit next to you. Where do I want to put my stuff? Put them in the back. Nobody's sitting there. And I always, out of 9 times, I would pray with the driver. I would put my arm on him and say, hey, how are you? Do you have a driver's license? And they laugh. And I go, hey, if we crash today, where would you go? And he's like, that's bad karma, man. Don't be talking about that. I go, really? Have you thought about what's going to happen for you after you die? And we always end up praying with them. Well, last few months ago, I was on Huckabee, Governor Huckabee's show. And he sent a limousine to take me from Ontario to Ontario and all that. But he took me from the Hyatt in Nashville back to the airport. He sent a black Suburban with a white interior. And his director sent me a bouquet of red roses as a thank you. My driver was a 90-year-old man in a black suit and a white shirt, and he was just not moving on the steering wheel like that. I kid you not, I can't make that stuff up. The guy was just sitting. So I'm sitting next to him, and he started driving, and I'm looking. I'm like, wow, this looks like a casket. Black on the outside, white on the inside, roses, the whole deal. So we started driving. He gets out of the parking lot, and a car is coming at 40 miles an hour. He didn't see it, and the car just struck, and the guy's flipping us with every finger. And I go, did you see that car? And he goes, what car? Oh, no, is this the angel of death? Is it really? So he starts getting on the freeway, and he's going all the way to the left, and cars are behind us honking their horn. And I'm looking at him, I was like, so I put my arm around him. Not to ask him about anything else. I wanted to feel a pulse. I don't want to take him about the afterlife. He's been there. And then we get to the airport, and I was like, thank you, Lord. And the guy, I go, can I tip you? He goes, money doesn't work for me. I'm serious. He said, I don't want money. It doesn't work for me. I go, what do you want me to do? He goes, can you give me a review? Like, I'm like, for who? For Forest Lawn or Six Flags? It was scary. But I'm not used to rich stuff. The other day, a wealthy friend of mine invited me to Master of Restaurant. Have you ever been there? There's one in Rodeo Drive. It's a steakhouse. Any vegetarians here? I'm a carnivore. When I was born, my drumstick was the pacifier. But anyway, so they invite me to this restaurant, and I'm feeling very uncomfortable. It's too richy. And then he ordered, and the waitress goes, oh, today we have the Kobe beef from Japan. And my friend goes, yeah, I'll take that. And Nazareth, you want to try that? I go, sure, I'll take the Kobe. Whatever it is. It's just, I like the Lakers. And the waitress tells my friend, she goes, what instruction do you want to give the chef? They go, oh, can you make him massage the meat before they put the spices on it, just massage it a little bit? And they go, oh, yeah, we'll do that. And she goes, and you, sir, what instruction do you have to the chef? I go, make sure he washes his hands and not sneeze. The bill came in. Of course, I didn't pay it. It was $480 for my steak. $480. I have not eaten beef since that day. I'm fasting. Anybody fasting? I'm fasting. Why do they call it a fast? It's going very slow. It used to be people fast. I'm fasting from coffee, from TV, from smoking. People used to fast from that. Now they're all fasting from social media. I'm fasting from... Last year I did that. That was hard. After the second day, I'm getting withdrawals. I'm opening the newspaper. I'm like, I like this. I want to comment. Let me comment. I get food. It looks good. Mix up my food. I don't want it to look good. I can't take a picture of it. I'm having balloon. Hey, tell me, when's your anniversary? Show me your dog. Do something. I want to like something. But I love the Lord. He changed my life. I met my wife the day I saw her. I asked her to marry me, and we've been married for 22 years. I love her so much. And a year and a half into the marriage, because what happened is I was praying for a wife for years, and she was praying. And, I went to the Gaza Strip. Have you heard of the Gaza Strip? That's where Hamas people is. Last year, I took a team to Israel, and we're touring, and this guy, blonde hair, blue eyes, he goes, I want to go to Gaza. I'm like, no, you're not. He goes, why not? I go, the Hamas people, they will kidnap you. He goes, I love Hamas. Like, what? He goes, yeah, I love Hamas with pita bread. It's hummus, sir. Hamas will blow up your stomach, sir. But I did. My dad, before he died, he asked me to go to the Gaza Strip. So when he went to be with the Lord, I flew into Tel Aviv, drove to the Gaza Strip. That first night, I'm sitting with my atheist cousin from Baltimore, his fiance and her sister. I'm sharing, so we're sitting there, and I'm sharing Jesus with them. And because he goes, "You look happy. What's wrong with you?" I'm serious. He goes, "What's wrong with you? You're in Gaza. Why are you happy?" I go, "Jesus changed my life. He gave me a reason to live. I used to be living life for just me. It's all about me, my life, my what can I do? Even when I help people, it was because I feel better about it. It was all my thing. And that's why I was miserable, because it was always about me. And now he gave me a heart of flesh to care about others and to love others and to serve others. And really, now there's a meaning for my life. And I know I'm not going to die. I'm not afraid to die, except in limousine, but, and my cousin got mad. He goes, "Don't listen to him. He's one of those born-again Christians." Well, her sister said, "Me too." And I look at her, I said, "Would you like to marry me?" She's beautiful. She looks at me, she goes, "I've been praying for a believer to come to this side of the world for 3 years. Let me pray and fast for 3 days. I'll get back to you." 3 days later, she came back. She goes, "I'm starving. Let's do it." And I didn't have liquid assets, or I didn't. But we've been married 22 years. I love her more today than when I met her. Where are you, honey? Are you here in the room? She's somewhere. I know. She's sitting in the back. For $2 more, you could have sat up front. But it's just amazing how God can answer prayers. And one day I was single, 24 hours later I'm planning a wedding. God can change your situation in 24 hours if that's His will. Yes, I wrote the book on it. It's amazing. And then we got married a year later. She got pregnant. We went to Lamaze. Anybody been to Lamaze? It's a French word that means don't waste your money. The baby's going to come out anyway. We had a beautiful baby boy. We named him Newport Beach. And then 2 years later, we have baby Carol. I love that girl. She's here. Is she here? $2 more. I don't have favors, okay? This is awesome. I love my daughter. She's it's, what can I say? And then 7 years later, I don't know if I'm allowed to say stuff, but I will. 7 years later, we had baby Tally. Tally is Hebrew for oops. But I'll tell you about my Carol, because we were in ER 3 times in the last month or so. One day, this is the dad's biggest fear, is we were in, we were sleeping, and she came from her room at 3 in the morning, walked into our room, and dropped. Completely. We didn't know what it was. It was dehydration that first time. It was like we didn't know. So we called 911. They were there in 2 minutes. My wife goes, "Don't open the door." No. Tidy up the house a little bit. Come on, look at you. You're not going to open the door looking like this. Fix up your hair. What are you wearing? Put something else on. Wait, don't open the door. Wait. And then we open the door. It was a fire department. They come in. I know I live in a bad neighborhood because all my neighbors came out on the lawn at 3 in the morning to see what happened. In a rich neighborhood, they won't. They wait 3 days later till you go get your mail and go, "Oh, I was concerned. What happened?" Well, the fire guys come in and it's like, "Hey, what's going on? What's her numbers? No," he said, "What's her sign? Whatever the name. What do you call it?" Yeah, I go, "She's a Capricorn. She's a middle child." And then the guy come in the paramedics, and he's looking at her, he's looking at her mom and me. He goes, "What have you guys done different in the last 24 hours? I go, "We took her phone away." She said she would die, but we didn't believe her. He goes, "She's a teenager. You have to keep the phone attached to her at all times and charged." But she's doing better now. It's amazing, We thought it was a heart murmur, and I told her, "Listen, if it's a heart murmur and we have heart-to-heart talk, you're gonna stutter." But I was last November, I I was in the hospital. I mean, this happens. Like I was doing the CrossFit, trying to compete with my wife to prove that I'm healthier. You know, I'm like, I haven't worked out in 2 years, and I started doing this hard push-up, and my hand was numb, so they said, go to the ER. I went to the ER. They treated like code 9. They pushed me. You know, when you go to the ER, it's like being kidnapped. Or being, taken hostage. That's what they do. They take all your clothes off, all your IDs, and hook you to a chain. It's called the IV. Now you can't escape. Then the doctor comes in and he said, if we don't do this, you're going to die. And then he leaves. And here comes the money lady. Do you have any money? Do you have anything? Can we take your firstborn? This is going to be, before we do anything, we need the money. I go, call my family. They're called Blue Cross. And they called Blue Cross. We have him here with us. We're going to kill him if you don't pay. They said you didn't meet your deductible yet. Please, I will meet it later. You're going to die. They're not going to pay. But it's amazing. And I was in the hospital, and then the nurse comes in, and she goes, what's your religious beliefs? I go, why? My dad wants me alive. That's what my God wants me to do, wants me to stay alive. That's what I believe. She goes, no, there's some religions they believe in, they can't give blood. You can't receive blood, so that's why we're asking. I'm like, really? She goes, yeah, Jehovah's Witnesses will not receive blood. I go, wow, that makes for lousy vampires. But anyway, it was just, it was a fake stroke, so I got the bill a month later. I had the real stroke when I saw it. But I want to share a story with you. I was in Calgary, Canada. Any Canadians here? Welcome to the heat. I hope you're not melting. It was minus 40 when I was in Calgary, Canada. And the pastor goes, it's a little nippy, eh? I go, nippy, I'm from California. We evacuate in this kind of weather. We had hail last month and we didn't know what to do. But my friend, Pastor Anthony Greco, his wife is Swedish. He was in Sweden, and he said, Nazareth, I was listening to the radio, and this DJ came, and he said, what's your biggest regret in life? And he goes, this man calls. He goes, when I was 12 years old, I used to have a pet hamster. And that pet hamster was I loved him. His name was Hans. And one day, me and my friend thought, what if we put a parachute on Hans? And drop him from the 6-story building in Copenhagen and see what happens. Because we did. We made a harness and a parachute. I went up on top of the building, and my friends were down waiting, and I let Hans down. And he started going down. But then the wind picked up. And instead of going down, Hans started going up, and we ran behind until we got to the edge of the island, and Hans was gone in the clouds. And he goes, that's my biggest regret in life. Pastor told me 5 minutes later, this woman called screaming. She goes, oh, you will not believe this. I was 5 years old. I used to live in the island right next to this last caller. I begged my mom for a hamster. And my mom said, over my dead body, you'll have an animal in the house. If Jesus wants to give you a hamster, maybe Jesus can give you a hamster. She said the next day, we were at the park, me and my mom, and Jesus drops a hamster in a parachute. And it landed right in my hands.